because I feel like maybe a month and a half ago, Scorpion was sort of deadly for Unicorn because of all the cancels, but you don't see that with City now. Right. Yeah. Got it. Yeah, I was not sure when I was doing the little prediction bracket about whether, all three of the unicorns. Wasn't quite sure because it feels like they're so sort of roll the dice, but if you look at the stats, they're kind of 50-50 against everyone, and so I didn't really know how to project their three opponents, which were, I think, Crab, and Scorpion. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Do you think the Mark of Shame build is going to be good against Scorpions? Because the Scorpions are actually the most in the field here. There's, I think, 10. Um, yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. There's, although here he opens with Zentaro, but smack into Unbridled Ambition, so that didn't go very well. Huge. Yeah. Very awkward, and he mulliganed all four and still ended up with two holdings, Zentaro and Taturi, so not great. Yeah. Right. 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 Yeah. So while they're buying here, I'll just look lists for the audience here quick. So Dan is on the can't quit Hisumori Toride. He's long been dreaming of making it a real thing. Like as you mentioned, Sanuri on the Sunuri is the restricted list. He's got Shori, which is interesting. One spicy Shori. Apprentice engineers, common cause. So just trying to keep lots of pressure. And apprentice engineer to get back exposed courtyard is pretty good. Right. Right. And then KB, in terms of Czar has the rest of the row is shameful, effective deception, and secret cache. I assume Rebels on the box. Seems safe to say. Dan did buy Master Tactician. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so Master Tactician going, court games. Okay. That was an Earth. They are moving fast. That didn't break. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, and I mean, I guess it's just sort of maybe you win a few politicals again in the city, and you can sort of stay above water that way. I don't. What's the logic there? I don't know. Other than that, for blackmail artists, yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Right, right. So hold on a sec. I'm realizing here it seems like your audio is not coming through. Sorry, I'll just see if I can figure out what's going on there. That seems to be fine. Not getting anything from you. Don't know why. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's all the way up. It's not getting any bars when you talk. I mean, the green is not bouncing at all. Yes, and they said they can't hear you, unfortunately. Hmm. Okay, just a sec.
conflict characters. Yeah, it's really only Sadako. So
Sorry, I'm still not getting anything from you, so I'm trying to figure it out.
it's so weird that you can hear me, but
I think we've got
but OBS can't for some.
I think I got it.
All right, so Elegant Descent on Blackmail Artist is pretty decent. I wonder if Zara is going to be able to present some kind of military pressure. I would have to assume that Dan's not too worried about being able to defend the military challenge, which he absolutely should do. Like, I know it seems like I know it can seem to Dan like this defense probably doesn't get you a whole lot, but let's see here. Water's already off the table. So what would he have in his deck that he would get a fade off of that would allow him to attack again? I don't think anything, and I think that's why we're seeing a defense from him here. He really can't afford to go down in provinces, especially with how bad Dan is on political. The fact that he managed to stop a political break, he needs to stop this military one, even if it means he doesn't get the some strong attacks across. See here. Yeah, go ahead. All right, so Dan plays a common cause after that defense. Really super solid. That's right, because he does play 3. This is Crab Splash, lol. I don't know why I was thinking that him not having any fate would have any bearing on his ability to interact with more conflicts. Either way, he defended, which was correct. He's running in, avoiding unbridled ambition. So that tells me he doesn't have a whole lot of dishonor answer at the moment. I don't even think that there's court games in his deck. Nope, there is certainly not. So yeah, we do see Master Tactician get like immediately dishonored. It's gonna be that way, and then Dan really can't do anything about it. It just passes because it's a political conflict. That's a bummer. But at least he broke that staple, right? The bad thing is like you can't attack a secret time on secret cache. That's just like auto conceding a game the second time you go in on a secret cache.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage. All right, what do we got here? I guess there's never a fortunate time for dispatch, but unfortunate as always.
Yeah. What happened here?
Fate phase.
Dan plays a call to war. Great play. Let's see here. We did get an exposed courtyard, and as of right now, it does look like Dan's gonna get a conflict where he gets to attack in with Bacter Tactician, actually get Tactician value, and probably get value out of this exposed courtyard as well. This is definitely, this first attack he has of this turn, there is a lot of potential for him here. He needs to not squander it. And he needs to assign correctly too.
Interesting.
I don't know if you've ever played against Unified Company, but sometimes this card can breed some really hilarious results.
I have never seen it in a game actually, so I mean, I remember thinking, you can sort of see the angle that they're going for in the design, but it's never quite been there.
When Charge was still legal, there was an Echo Company deck, or maybe this was still post Charge, and we just called it Echo Company because you echoed the Unified Company.
Yeah.
But it's a fun card to cheat into play. It gives you value along the same lines of like cheating Miname Kazi regulars into play. Right. Just something that's big and fun and gives you some kind of value after you win.
The number of restrictions on this card is just incredible. Wins a conflict, fewer cards, non-unique, Bushi, and cost 2 or less. And it has to be a dynasty discard. That's got to be up there with number of restrictions.
I always forget the less hands or less cards in hand.
I don't know. I'm always curious about what happens to create uh, those so many. Like, were they testing and they just felt it was too strong and they keep adding them, or I don't know.
So like this was like a pretty bad attack by Dan. Uh like even if you don't misassign where the berserker is supposed to be there, you should probably just attack in with the tactician, and if you're not, then you should go water to stand them back up, because there's a high
Right.
probability that this province is exactly Midnight Revels, so you should be preparing for it.
Mm, uh, so my only thought would be perhaps he's got another common cause, and he was just assuming that would happen, and then LPB will die to common cause,
Well,
which
so like
is a
that's
simple
fine,
cause, but
but that's fine, but you don't lose anything by having Master Tactician in the battle, right? And then,
right, right.
hmm, well,
Does he have
I
any?
guess
Does he have uh ways to get in another battlefield? Does he have any fate or conflict side?
yeah. So
Yeah,
there's
war camp.
he needs oh yeah, he has War Camp. He's played 3 War Camp. That's my favorite part about Dan's deck, actually, because it's a pretty hard card for Scorpion to deal with. They have to burn a gold and a card to play calling in favors, and then they don't even get value out of it.
Hmm.
That's definitely where you want your attachment rule going if you're an opponent of Scorpion.
So
Dan gets a break here.
Czar defended just basically to be able to turn all the exposed courtyard face down.
Yeah, like, and that does multiple things, right? It gets rid of Courtyard Marriott, very sad. He's most likely going to be able to break it now. It turns off Master Tactician, which is also very sad. But also, now Stoke Insurrection only costs 2. And SAR's running 2 of it. We haven't seen one yet, so it's reasonable to expect that he's drawn one by now.
You're right. So what do we think, Dan? He must have conflict characters here. I don't think that whole sequence happens if that was going to be his whole turn.
Well, so he definitely had an Elegant Tessin that I randomly discard. That's just the type of thing that could derail your entire turn, your plan for your turn.
If that was
If you
his
lose
plan,
something like that.
I presume he would have played it during the conflict, though.
Most
If
likely,
that
yeah.
was the
So
plan.
we just see Spirit Caller Prodigy come down. These guys are honestly, I've never had one played against me where it was bad.
Yeah.
Um, they always do work. So really important here. Dan is going after a water ring. He's going on a brown ambition. As of right now, this is a pretty great answer for Unbridled Ambition, because he was able to activate HMT, which allows him to have the final conflict of the turn. Um, and now when Spirit Caller Prodigy, we assume gets dishonored by Czar, he gets to sack it and go get another free body. It's just like, it's something you got to have, little things like that help you create
Yeah.
efficiencies if you're going to make up this card advantage gap of 5 cards, or hope to end the game before that card advantage gap starts really mattering.
Is Czar on Tessin 2? What's he got for Straighten? Yeah, he has 3 Tessins also. And 2 Sadakos.
Yeah, I would expect I actually think that if Dan gets anywhere close to winning this conflict, Bezar will fire off a Stoke Insurrection,
Right.
I think, or at the very least, maybe he'll let Dan win this to straighten a guy and then go in again on military that maybe he can defend. But if he gets close to a break, I think whenever we start seeing a possible break, then we'll see Sar fire off a Stoke Insurrection. He really cannot afford to let Unbridled Ambition get broken at this stage in the game. Mm-hmm. So he probably should feel very comfortable with tossing as much of his hand in front of this as humanly possible. This is not a good sign, though. if you're leading off with two fate, mark of shame, just to stop this unhonored spirit caller prodigy, that
Yeah.
that says to me that the wealth of answers in your hand is very small, right? And so it could be that Dan can burn through answers, or I guess not.
So you're seeing a
Okay,
mark here, huh? I seem to have lagged a bit here.
you still with me?
Yeah. You can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I hadn't seen any mark of shame, so I seem to be missing something. Okay, a bunch of stuff happened.
Oh, did you uh get disconnected or?
Yeah, I disconnected and then missed the mark of shame, and then he brought in an LPB. Okay, let's
Yep.
see. Brought in LPB, and the LPB just stayed at home. I see.
Yeah, so the Spirit Caller Prodigy actually can't put guys into play back into the conflict.
Oh,
But
interesting.
that's really nice because it forced Starzucket to spend this huge amount of resources and playing a mark of shame on this stupid Spirit Caller Prodigy just for Prodigy to turn into Alliance Pride Brawler that's going to run back at you on this additional military conflict that's incredibly strong. And now we don't have to. Dan does not have to worry about a Stoke insurrection on this crackback
Right.
because our went down to one money, so he could throw this blackmail artist and allowed Dan to draw 3 cards, which sucks. But I mean, maybe that was always the province you had to break because I'm sure that's where he stacked everything with the spy, right?
Right.
So whether or not that has to be the province or not.
And now the other Dan's other two are appealing, and I don't know. Do you think it's dishonorable or spectral visitation in the row?
I believe it's dishonorable in the row. It's so good early, right? When they run
Yeah.
into that turn one and you just like slam a Mactor Tactician on the table, that's the type of gas that H&T really needs
Yeah.
early to overcome the fact that it's doing something really bad. And then, so in a funny but inefficient play, we see this blackmail artist get standed for a second time and get its third elegant Tessin. And then he had to, of course, discard one of them just so he can get away or get in the way of this attack from Dan. 10 cards in hand versus Dan's 11. This is going to be actually kind of interesting. Yeah, but very, very unfortunate. Dan had to attack into Secret Cache. I guess it's better. It's fine that Czar only has 0 money. That kind of mitigates the tools he can grab here, but it's still terrifying.
Man, I seem to have lost the game again. This is terrible.
Yeah, definitely seems it's like it's moving. You may have to refresh your page. All right, so Dan plays strength in numbers to kick the blackmail artist out of the way, and has successfully broken this secret cache, while only giving Czar, a second card from it. Still very dangerous to let that happen, but we're on. Wow, we're on. Okay, so we saw a common cause come out from Dan to stand the master tactician just to increase his glory count and allow him to get favor. That let's see here. That will negate one possible cancel left in Czar's deck. Dan does not run any censure. I don't know. For those who haven't seen it yet, Czar got a dispatch to nowhere and got to kick Master Tactician off the field for basically no reason. pretty hilarious. I think that Dan still can probably win here. He just has to buy all of his stupid red bodies and then throw a big red at his opponent, and then his opponent probably can't do anything. I mean, that's very simplistic and probably incorrect. Zara's going to have 15 cards in his hand whenever they draw. I guess
Right.
that's not true, is it? See, Dan's at 4. What do you think Dan will bid here?
I mean, I don't think he's a 5 bid player. He's not one to probably go all the way to the edge. Maybe 3.
I think it probably bid 3 too. Like your Scorpion opponent has been poking you a lot with this stupid blackmail artist and doing things to irritate your honor total. You are at 4. That is a dangerous place to be. I would agree. You probably can't bid 5, but you could probably bid 4 and be fine. There's no back. Oh no. Oh, we can't. You can't bid 3 if you're Dan here. You actually just have to bid 1. That's sad because there is backhanded compliment in Czar's deck. So if you bid anything other than 1, you most likely are attempting suicide.
Huh.
Yep, and there we do. We see the ones. This is actually less bodies than I assumed Dan was actually going to play, to be honest.
Right.
I kind of figured that he'd put the Samurai of Integrity in also. But this could just mean that he's got echoes and things like that in his hand. His opponent slams right into the Spectral Visitation, which is exactly what Dan wants. He probably has to put a body in the way to not die, right? But other than that, like you can't eat 2 because you assume your opponent has at least 2 backhanded compliments. It would be a real bummer if Sar had all 3 backhanded compliments already. That would probably be a pretty sad thing to happen.
I mean, if it is, it just is. I don't think there's anything you can do about it.
Yeah, no. I mean, if Sar has all 3 backhanded compliments, the game is most likely over just because there's really no beating a Kachiko on political, and there's a Master Whisper in here also, just in case Czar needed more cards.
So he defends with 2. What? That must mean he's worried about one of them. I guess getting killed. Sort of.
Yeah. So like, if one of your guys gets noble sacrificed, then you probably, well, I mean, if one of your guys gets noble sacrificed, you're probably losing the game regardless. But I think he's.
So that would take a court games, and I guess it's just court games and Way of the Scorpion and the noble sac. So that's not too crazy.
Yeah, or Mark of Shames,
Mark of Shame for Mark of Shame.
That's true. That's true. He only has 1.
Yeah, and that 1 has to be for the noble sac. So I think it has to be for shame and court games.
Yeah, I'm not super sure. I mean, maybe Dan is just playing with the assumption that if he does not win this conflict, he's dead. Well, no, because now he's passing. I think I just would have put 1 body in there personally.
Yeah, especially if he's going to play the engineer in to anyway. I mean,
yeah.
I guess he's
unsure.
Yeah. So
the nice thing is, that there's basically no cancels on for your opponent. Like your Scorpion opponent can't stop any of your events at this moment. So I don't know. It seems pretty scary. Uh-oh. So here, yeah, we see Czar digging for the win.
And he's through 7.
We see him get rid of 3. We can see him get rid of 3 dead cancels.
His Scorpion. All right, there's the Way of the Scorpion. Okay. So that's down to 2 honor. Does he have 1? And whatever's on top of Dan's conflict deck must not be playable. Otherwise, he would have just played it just to clear it at least.
I think Dan is trying to figure out if there's a way he can save this apprentice engineer from being assassinated. If I were, I was, I'm, yeah, there we go. So that's what I'm kind of was worried about whenever that apprentice engineer got dishonored. That is the only assassination that Tsar has, but this most likely means that you're dead now.
Oh,
Backhanded compliment, backhanded compliment. Yeah. Well, Dan played a good one.
did what he
Um,
could.
yeah, but this is what happens. You know, this is the thing. I actually thought that Dan had a really good shot in this game.
Right.
You know, the amount of oh, Zara had a third.
So that was pretty. That was what it was.
Yeah, unfortunate stuff.
Yeah. Well, now Czar next has Dema. Did you by chance catch Dema's game earlier?
No, I didn't.
His
I
his
actually
his
need to
deck is
probably look at it.
yeah, it's insanity. Here I'll pull it up on stream for so anyone who's watching can see it. But it's Tower Scorpion, and with Crab Splash, Watch Commander, Way with Words, and it was pretty just insanity. He the I'll show the screenshot that I think Dario took um, of the Kachiko. Where was that?
But yeah, Keep of Water, you know, that's been a deck that people have been trying ever since Way with Words came out. You know, I think it really speaks to the power of how bad Keeper of Water is. That Way with Words did not just completely take over things
Right.
whenever it was released. So,
So,
but you know, what you're telling me is exactly what a Demos like deck, like I envision it in my mind, right? Like that's exactly what a Demagogue deck sounds like. It, you know, it probably
yeah,
does.
we had Kachiko with the Kunshu, the Imperial Sword, uh, two Seal of the Scorpion, a Duelist Training, Finger of Jade, Watch Commander, uh, the I can't read that exactly. It's the two Court Masks, Away with Words, and then what's the other attachment that lets you just it's one face